Really hope nobody just caught me beating my own ass. And I feel like they did. All right, well, don't need to check to see if the audio is working, because it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Air Racing League. This week, coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway, as we get this 74-lap race about ready to kick off. Sir Gillian starting on the pole. Sir Wervin Irvin second. Third, Boss of the Sauce. Fourth, J.E. Rounding out your top 5 seat Triller, and the last truck to qualify, Yokeman starting 6th. Mikey Danman will start 7th. Juggle Punk 8th. Mudweiser 9th, and Private Patton bringing up the rear in 10th. Or not bringing up the rear, sorry. There's 13 trucks in this field, so only 6 made it through qualifying. You know, we are on the 40-second clock down, getting ready to get this one underway. Is this race number 7, All-Star race last week? Unfortunately, was not able to make it, as I had a men's softball league game that went on into the wee hours, so wasn't able to be here. Almost wasn't able to be here tonight again, but we are here, and I really hope okay, good. I did get an invite. And they are jumping in. And so we shall. And before tonight's race, and there's Solo, DeLong, Knack, Young Money, and I am not in this. So before tonight's race, I just want to get this off. We had a tragic passing in the family last night. My wife's uncle passed away, so we want to give a massive shout out to my wife and her uncle's husband, and we keeping him in our thoughts tonight as we get this one going. But green flag is out. Sir Gillian's leading them to it, and already a bit of a lag spike from the 29, knocking Boss of the Sauce out of third by a mile. Sir Gillian's, though, does capture the race lead. Swervin Irvin, though, quick to his inside to take away the lead. And Gillian's probably just trying to get out of the way. Oh, man, and Boss through the grass. J.E. up on the high side. But that's Yokeman. What a run by the 50. He's up to P2. And then Juggle Punk, who started near the back of this field, is already up to third. He started outside the top 10. Yokeman in 6th. On the starting grid, I swear I just saw a truck go sideways, but I think that was just a figment of my own imagination. How about this 50 truck? Best running position he's had all season, and oh my God, who is that we have before us? Nothing but Private Patton running in the 3rd position. Yokeman, though, using that outside momentum, going to try and hold on to the 3rd spot. And then Private Patton trying to hold on to it in 3rd. Trucks everywhere now as we see our race pole sitter. Sir Gillian's working his way back up through the field. Now we have a battle for the race lead, as it is Juggle Punk battling going for the lead and grabbing it with the help of the 98 in behind. So Juggle Punk, now your race leader. However, leaving too much bottom open. That's leaving it open for the 98 of Private Patton. Cannot give this guy an inch. He'll run a mile. And looking to do that here as Private Patton takes the race lead. Now riding along with that 98. Not the smoothest line we've seen him run, but it's effective and enough to keep him out front. Juggle Punk, though, riding on his nose, looking to stay right with him. Oh, that 23 is just struggling to hold the bottom. Sorry, 27, my bad. But it's effective, and it's keeping him in within a shot of your race leader. A couple of others movers up through the field. D. Longneck up to 8th. Sir Gillians, your pole sitter, still sitting in that 4th spot. Look who's back up through the field. Nothing but the 18, a Boss of the Sauce. What a rebound by him. Not only did he get punted off the jump, but then he got shuffled all the way back through the field, and now that Hunt Brothers 18 is all the way back up into the top 5. Great run and a rebound by the 18 as he tries to work his way past that 29 now. He knows he's got the truck to do it. Now he just has to do it. And in behind him, that's C. Triller having a good run in that 23. He's been off to a real rocky start to this season. Hopefully during this midway point he can kind of get it all a little figured out. Oh, and Boss leaving him the bottom. To the inside goes that. Oh, 22's around. Up through the field. Caught the grass and took it for a spin. That should be a yellow. Multiple trucks involved in that one. Should be when they come back to the green, we'll have a yellow flag put out. It will be a manual caution as the game did not throw it. All right, I guess not. That was a multi-truck incident. We'll see if they do it once they hit the back stretch. No. No yellow. I am actually very shocked. And Juggle Punk to the inside now, discussing about a caution going on in the in-game chat. But I think at this point, there's no sense in throwing it, so we will stay green. Juggle Punk going for the lead. Tight one as they're side-by-side off of 4, only just. To the top down, Juggle Punk has that 98 beat. Now that 27 just has to hold that bottom in order to hold on to that race lead. How will the 98 run this one? Because we now have 5 laps to go, and I do not believe these drivers have enough in the tank. No, some guys about a lap short. Some drivers will not be able to make it to the end of this stage. Oh, Juggle Punk getting crossed up by the 98, trying to get to his inside. He's there. He will have the bottom available to him into 3. And Juggle Punk will fall to second. A quick pass by the 98. Now the 27 back in the hunt. Patton breaking out to a little bit of a lead here. Sir Gillian's up to third. Now 2 laps to go. Trailer coming off pit road. He will be a lap down now. Now as they go into turn 3, what does Juggle Punk have? Excuse me, for that 98. Juggle Punk really holding that bottom. It looks like it will not have enough in it. That 98 holding strong out in the race lead. Private Patton starting to pull away just a little bit from that 23, and it will be enough. He will have enough to get him to not only the end of the stage, but to the stage win. Private Patton, your winner in stage 1. Juggle Punk second. Sir Gillian's in third. It looks like Mikey Danman ran out of fuel. He did. And he was in 6th. He drops to finish 8th. I only can say that because I'm watching his stream. And it was Mikey Danman 4th. Mudweiser running up the top 5. J.E. 6th. Young Money 7th. Longneck in 8th. Solo 9th. And Swervin' Irvin rounding out the top 10. Not a great stage 1 for Swervin'. He started P2 and finishes stage 1 in the 10th position. Not how he wanted his stage 1 to go, especially not after a really good qualifying effort. Not what we're usually used to seeing from this 28, although he did get caught up in those shenanigans at the... should have been a caution, I believe. But we're back rolling. Getting ready to get this one back under green. Green flag is out. Stage 2 underway. And it looks like Juggle Punk trying to hold tight on that outside. Oh, getting a little loose is the 98. Gets up into the 23. Here comes Gillian's looking to the inside. Looking to be 3 wide as they go into turn 3. Gillian's up into the 98 as well. Gets him real wide. Gillian's back to the race lead. And look who's coming up through the field. None other than Mikey Danman. Up to P3. His best running position in this race so far. Now Gillian's trying to hold on to that race lead. He's got it by just a smidge. He's going to try and play defensive. He's got to be able to hold that bottom, though. He can't give a single lane. If he does, Private Patton will be right on top of him, as he is right now. Going into turn 1, but the bottom is key. However, if you back up the corner and kill your entry, it will help you on exit. He's down there blocking the 98, but he doesn't have it. Private Patton, too big of a run for the 29 to block. Gillian's going to try that outside. Sometimes you just got to kill your entry. Roll it through the middle and get it on exit. But Gillian's having a bit of a run using that side draft in order to keep himself alongside. It does not pay off. However, how will the exit be for the 29? He should have a run here. Ooh, a little bit of a lag. Ooh, couple of lag spikes on the 29. But Gillian's having a race to be proud of here. He can't give it up. He's still on the outside of the 98. A little too close there. They make contact. Private Patton holding on strong to that race lead. Can't quite clear him. He does this time. Now it is Danman to the inside. Now also blocking as well. Blocking Juggle Punk, but Mikey Danman through to second. Sir Gillian's losing the fight for the lead and now losing the fight to just even stay in the top three. Now, what can the 32 do? We've seen Mikey Danman have a bunch of strong runs this season. Will this be yet another one to add to it? He's got a tough one to catch. 98 missing the bottom just a bit, but the 32 missing it just a bit more. See him just gaining a little bit using the draft down the backstretch. And he is right there within a car lane. Oh, look at the 23 or 7. Juggle Punk with a huge run through the tri-oval, and he is through to second. The man who took the fight to that 98 all through stage one is back to do it again. We got 14 laps this stage. We should not see these guys have to pit or any drivers run out of fuel. This to complete 8 laps, now on to lap 9 of 14. Give it 6 laps to go. The 27 missing the bottom. Here goes Danman. And Patton manipulating the draft. If he stayed up high, Juggle Punk would have cleared the 32. But because he gave the 32 a little bit of a help, means that Juggle Punk was not able to clear, and that means that the 98 was able to pull away. That is smart heads-up driving from last season's champion. Manipulating the draft on a track that is very draft-heavy in order to keep himself not only out front, but extend the distance. Now, will these drivers behind him work together to catch him? It looks to be that way. And Mikey Danman is really closing the gap. Trying to dive it into one. Couldn't get underneath the 98, but he did close that gap even more. And Gillian's more than happy to help out the 32. Oh, and Gillian's getting a little too squirrely. Juggle punking him. Oh, Juggle Punk got real loose through 2. Had to back out of it. Back to the battle for the lead. Danman all over the back of the 98. Oh, here's a battle right here for position number 6, I believe. Yes. Mudweiser. And I believe that is Swervin' Irvin who just cleared him for P6. Now I want to go back up to the race lead because Danman lost a ton of time to the 98. Was right on him. We saw as they went through the tri-oval, that 32 losing a bit of time. And as you saw at the exit of turn 4, Private Patton just got real loose, hit a bump or something, got that truck all out of shape. Now Gillian's to the inside of the 32, trying to take over second position. However, Danman able to stay just enough in that draft. Wow, just had a massive voice crack there, but Sir Gillian's now to the inside. He'll shoot by and take second away. 32 through the grass. Can't be doing that. That'll kill your speed. A couple of other trucks have already tried doing that, And the yellow flag flies. That is the end of the stage. I got lost in the battle going on around the track. That was the stage end. Private Patton, your stage 2 winner. Gillian second. Dan Man third. Juggle Punk fourth. Longneck running out the top 5. Swerve and Irvin 6th. Mudweiser 7th. Young Money 8th. Solo 9th. And J.E. rounding out your top 10. Nobody has had an answer. Well, I can't say nobody has had an answer for Patton. Juggle Punk did have one in stage 1. However, nothing else since. And now we get this stage ready to get going again. As Private Patton leads him green. This, the final stage at Texas. And look at Juggle Punk shooting to the inside of the 32, trying to duck underneath the 98. He had a huge run going into 1. Couldn't capitalize on it. Oh, who is this? Mikey? Oh, no, that's not Mikey Danman. Who is that? Oh, it's Longneck. Up to P3. Truck pitting. It is C. Triller. Longneck, though, all the way up to 3rd. His best position all day. What does the 5 have? But the battle for the lead is Juggle Punk to the inside of the 98. Looking to make that pass completed as we complete lap 39 on to 40. And Juggle Punk clears the 98. Here comes Mudweiser and Longneck. Juggle Punk, the only one so far this race who has had an answer for that 98. Now, we've seen this be Private Patton's little bread and butter. What he'll do is he'll give up the lead and ride in the draft so that way he can save a little bit of fuel, extend that last pit stop. Or, so when he is on pit road during his stop, it's just that much quicker, saving tenths. Just by doing what he's doing right now, riding in the draft. As Longneck, gone. No, he's not. Yes, no, Longneck is out. Sorry, just trying to pull up another stream real quick. Probably should have pulled onto another truck. Before doing that, we'll ride on with Private Patton as we try to get this thing all figured out. But you see, Longneck, or not Longneck, 27 still, 27 still out front. These drivers complete yet another lap. And everybody else behind him being led by the 88 of Mudweiser. 31 laps to go. Still have plenty of time before these guys come down pit road. But it is a 4v2. Mudweiser, though, looking to get passed up by Swerve and Irvin. Not what you want to see these guys doing right now. They are at a huge deficit to the top 2. You really want to see these guys working together here. Sitting in each other's draft to try and catch that top 2. The closer you are, the better you'll be for that money stop to get you to the end. And then Swerve and Irvin completely cooks it out of 2. goes way wide, and now it's just a big scramble back here for whoever's going to lead this train to get to that top two as they extend the gap. With all these guys jostling for position. Sir Gillians will now lead that train. A good one to do it at that. However, he has been having those lag issues, so he's got the truck to be able to lead that line, but does he have the bandwidth in order to keep everybody in close behind him? All right, still just waiting about 8 or 9, 5 to 8 laps here until these guys come down pit road. And that second line is all sorts of broken. Top two really separating themselves from those three in behind them. Jugglepunk probably enjoying his view right now, just trying to make sure that Patton stays in behind him. Now, will we see Juggle run that same strategy Private Patton is and give up the race lead so he can ride in the 98's draft to maybe save himself a couple of laps, maybe a lap or two of fuel, but we'll see. If he even tries to short pit the 98, you can kind of use this lead advantage to kind of surprise the driver in behind that you're in front of. However, it's really hard to do that in this league, as you do have to announce your pitting. Oh, and we don't even have to worry about that. Yellow is out. This is actually an in-game yellow, not the end of the stage, as it looks like the 88 of Mudweiser had an issue. Oh, yeah, he did. Into the grass, across the track, and caught traffic. Got loose out of 4 and caught everybody that was behind him. All right, so this shakes things up a little bit. All down to the pit crew for this stop. As we'll see if Jugglepunk's crew can hold it, give him this race lead here. And we'll see if these guys can actually make it to the end, and it doesn't look like it. Private Patton gets the +1. He will have the lead and lead us back to green. Green flag in the air. Jugglepunk, though, with one hell of a start. And the 98 with the 28 all over his bumper. Side by side into one they go, but it will be all Private Patton out to the race lead. And the 27 does not have the ability to go to the inside, as it is full of that 28 of Swervin' Irvin. Ooh, a lot of drivers getting squirrely. You see Mudweiser going through the grass again. Everybody makes it through cleanly. Look at the lead that 98's building. A lot of drivers going everywhere, allowing that 98 to break through to the lead. Meanwhile, the truck who's been able to put up a fight with that 98 mired back in traffic all the way back to 4th. Swervin' Irvin just does not seem to have the truck enough under him. So we'll keep an eye on this 27. The only man who's been able to put up a fight with that 98. Maybe trying to save a little bit of stuff here. I don't know if these guys can make it to the end or not. 19 laps to go. I don't think they can. I think they still have to make one more pit stop. Here comes Mikey Danman. Oh, to the inside of Irvin. Into the wall goes the 28. And now the 27 up to P3. As he was able to squeak on by. Now he's closing in on that 32. Danman trying to hold on to second. Jugglepunk trying to get through to second, try and get back to that 98. Nobody else able to really close in on him. Danman doing his damnedest. 32's been able to get there. He just hasn't been able to do anything once he has gotten there. Only the 27 has really been able to bring that fight. Gillians gave a shot in stage 1, but ever since he was able to capture the lead from the 98, and every chance he's gotten to get back there, he just hasn't been able to really pull the trigger on it. Gillians, you see, back there fighting for fourth with Swerve and Irvin. Danman and Jugglepunk really spread out. I'm a little bit surprised Jugglepunk hasn't been able to really close that gap any more than he has. Danman with a really good 1 and 2. Able to close that gap to the 98. Still closing it just hair by hair. 0.2 of a second is the gap between 1 and 2. Danman trying his damnedest. And here we go, that top 3, and now Gillian's really starting to close in on each other here. Jugglepunk, I think he might be pitting. And he is, he's pitting with your race leader. Patton and Jugglepunk, and it looks like Swerve and Irvin as well on pit road. Now we'll see what kind of strategy these trucks will pull out. Danman assumes the race lead, while Sir Gillians takes over the second spot. And they will stay out. So interesting. We're used to seeing that 98 be the truck to extend those pit cycles. But they are about 6 laps short of the finish. These trucks that are still on track. And you got to remember, too, they aren't close enough to really work with each other's draft. So they're only losing time to those trucks that are now on pit road. Young Money, Sea Triller, both out of this one. Oh my. Jugglepunk. Oh my God, lost a ton of time on pit road. There's the 98 going down the backstretch. That 27 lost a crap ton of time. I don't know if he just decided to take rights. And the 98 went fuel only. I don't know, but that's insane. And now the 32 and the 29 just a little bit closer together, but nobody's really helping the other one. And we're still wondering when we'll see them. We just saw now Boss of the Sauce. He'll come down pit road. I don't know if these guys can sit. They're definitely not going to be able to save enough. They have to pit. There's no way, even if you fuel save like crazy, you can save 6 laps. And Sir Gillians agrees. He is on pit road. Mikey Danman believes he's got the ability to do it. He's still 5 laps short. Through all his fuel saving measures, he has saved only 1 lap. He only has 3 laps of fuel left in the tank with 8 to go. And he's going to run it till it's out. He's going to try every trick he's got in the book. If this does not work, his race will be over. Unless somehow, some way, a caution doth fly. It will be curtains. I think that's what he's banking on at this point. It's just somehow a stray caution just so happens to fall. He is now down to his last lap of fuel in that 32. He has no choice but to pit this time by 6 laps to go. 5 laps short. And I don't think that 32 is going to get that caution he's preying on. I think Mudweiser was in the same boat as him. Mudweiser just came down that last time. And here he comes, Mikey Danman on pit road. We go now to Private Patton in the 98, coming off of turn 4. And you see the 32 on pit road. This will be, or should be, a pass for the race lead. There's a 98 of Private Patton. Rides in a league of his own. 27 unable to close in on him. Private Patton lining up to have a hell of a finish. There you see Danman just getting off the pit road there. This is Mikey Danman, still your race leader. He's still your race leader as they come up a 2, but as the 98 goes by, that will be for position, and Mikey Danman not really trying to get into his draft. I don't know if he's cool with just holding on to second. I would have tried harder to get back in the draft to get my truck up to speed. But Danman thinking he might have the stuff to do it, not looking like it. He's losing time to the 98. As that last time by, we had 4 laps to go. So 4 laps remain at Texas to see this one through. The 32 not gaining any lick of time. 3 to go as they cross the line. Juggle Punk gets passed up by Gillians. And the 27 not having the finish of this one he thought he was going to have. Gillian's up to 3rd. Nowhere near enough time to close that gap to the leaders. He is closing to Danman, but Danman is losing time. Gillians probably went with probably did a 4-tire stop, maybe? A little bit of a lag spike there, but we only have 2 laps remaining. Gillians might have a shot at the 32, but the 32 of Danman has got to mess it up pretty hard in order for him to have a shot. Private Patton, though, when he's out and comfortable, he's got that gap He is a very dangerous driver. White flag is out for the 98. 1 to go at Texas. For Private Patton to secure another win. Down the back straightaway. Private Patton now looking for his second win on the season. He will come out of turn 4. Sees the black and white checkered waving in the air. He crosses the line as your winner in Texas. And it was Mikey Danman finishing P2. Gillians did not have the time to catch him. The 27. A Juggle Punk finishing in 4th. Then it's Mudweiser rounding out the top 5. Swervin' Irvin 6th. Boss at the Sauce 7th. J.E. 8th. Yokeman 9th. And Solo rounding out your top 10. Not a bad one here today at Texas as we look and wait. Oh, that was quick as shit. I was going to say, as we wait for Private Patton, I'm usually waiting a little bit longer, but we got him in here right now.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, buddy? Well, give me a chance to, a little second here to set up for post-race funds.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that notification. I was just like, all right, there we go. Put me in, coach.
Well, all right, we are ready to go. Well, we got our race winner, Private Patton, up in the booth here. And boy, you had to earn this one. You had everybody in the field giving you fits. Walk me through that battle you were having with the 27 throughout this race and the trouble he was giving you.
Juggle is actually a really good racer when it comes to like just overall etiquette. So I want to say thank you for racing me clean there. It's just a pleasure to be racing, honestly, on this 5-year-old game. But yeah, no, it was definitely one of those that I had to earn because fuel strategy mostly. Stage 1 we had to save a lap. Stage 2 you didn't have to save anything, so that was all raw pace. And then stage 3, weirdly enough, was also fuel. Some of us could make it, some of us not. And it was kind of like a toss up between that. But then the caution came on out, and then I looked at the amount of laps that we'd be going green, how many laps that were given on fuel, and I'm just like, nope, I will not be able to save it. And so I just full gassed it, was able to get a little bit of a gap there. And then as soon as I could make it on a full run without having to worry about tires at all, I was just like, all right, pitting this time. And I was the first one down pit lane. And I do believe that's what won me the race because I was able to gap everyone behind. And everyone that pit after me, I was able to undercut them.
Yeah, and what was that call you made at the end? Because Juggle Punk came in right behind you, but you completely blitzed him on the exit on your way out. Was it just a right side, or was it just a fuel only?
No, it was 4 tires. It just all came down to entry into pit road. I think he thought that pit road was in turn 3, so he started slowing down. But then as soon as he saw me kind of continue, he kind of gassed back up. So that's a little bit of a gap, and I think he was really cautious on actual entry. I mean, Texas and Atlanta are one of the worst for pit road entries because they're so tight, as well as the entry is right on the racing line. So I think he just wanted to kind of give a little gap just to make sure that he could actually woe the thing down. But I think it has to be all on entry because I was looking on exit and it was right around the same.
Yeah, and I was specifically watching you throughout this one, just watching how smooth this truck is. What is it about this setup that allows you to hold that bottom so well and consistent throughout the run?
There is a setup that I run here for Q, and that thing is like loose as a goose. Like it is absolutely like sliding around. This one is like a tighter. I usually don't stream my races, but like I like record them and then upload them for like a later date. So eventually, when that goes up, you'll see that like my tire wear was very even all the way around. So it just comes down to making sure that your differentials, like your sway bar and all that, is set high enough to enable to rotate the truck in the middle, but loose enough. In order to that is your track bar and all that to actually or sorry, vice versa. My bad. Your track bar in order to rotate, and then your sway bar in order to stay down low on entry and exit. My front weight also is definitely helping. My front weight's like 53, so it's definitely that thing's planted to the front. I'm tight, very tight on the long run, which helps here at Texas.
Yeah, this being your second win so far on the year, really solidifying that you are ready to defend the title that you won last season. You've only done 4 races and you won 50%. What is behind this level of consistency that you bring week in and week out?
Oh, we don't count the All-Star? I won the All-Star last week.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, I won the All-Star last week at Eldora. It was the consistency overall is just like I've been playing this game since the beginning, and just knowing it's gonna sound dumb, but like essentially, even though this game's been out for so long and it's almost at the end of the lifespan, you still have to be a student, always willing to learn new things and all that. So like typically, like if you would have asked me that question like 2 years ago, I would have been very much on the line of, oh yeah, you just gotta be on the right strategy and all that, and then if you ask me that question now, like you are, you kind of have to make your own strategy. When there is all these options in front of you in terms of like short pitting, wearing the tires on out. Do you take 2? Do you take 4? You kind of have to make your own luck, if that makes sense. So basically, doing this often enough to know the outcome of the strategy that you're on before it even happens. That's what I'm going to say. So reps, consistency, and just foresight, knowing how it's going to turn out before it does.
All right, brother. Well, hey, we want to congratulate you on your second win of the season, the first this season to win multiple races. And we will see you next week at Charlotte.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, wow. It's gonna be a Charlotte all the way around because, with the 600 happening IRL on that, we're racing on Memorial Day?
I think so.
Oh, wow. Okay. Memorial Day it is then. All right. Charlotte.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on your win, brother.
Oh, well, thank you so much, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Anytime. And with that, that will do it for our race here at Texas with Private Patton, the first multi-time points winner on the season. Looking to go and try and do it again next week at Charlotte on the Memorial Day weekend. But for tonight, this has been the Air League. My name is Walbridge. We thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But we will conclude today's race as we